There's a lot of our personalities in the things we do, such as cooking. You see, I have a love-hate relationship to cooking. Sometimes it feels very overwhelming, and other times it's very relaxing and therapeutic. There are times that it's just so time-consuming, but in the end, it's very creative. Other times it feels like another job. But at the end of the day, it can also be very rewarding. Very much like life, it gets very messy. It can be complicated, yet beautiful in the most profound ways. If you were to create your own life's recipe, what would it be like? Before you write down your life's recipe, you may feel overwhelmed, confused, lost, and out of place, which is perfectly normal. It's like when life feels messy, overwhelming, or completely chaotic. We know we must keep moving forward, but in what direction? That is why I encourage you to think of it as a recipe. In cooking, I usually start with a recipe as a guideline. It's there to inspire me and to help me understand the basics. There are two ways where you can find inspiration. One way is to find something that sparks your curiosity. And the other way is if you don't know where to start, it's always good to find inspiration from others and then from there, recreate it into something new, into something personal with your own personal taste. I wouldn't say that I'm a great, terrific cook, but I do make some delicious meals in the kitchen. And I was more self-taught than anything. I remember just going back to in my earlier days when I was younger and learning how to cook from my mom. It was kind of challenging because she was a pretty impatient teacher. You know, she would show me, but she also gave me some great feedbacks, and she also would give me some great tips to make some Vietnamese dishes. However, most of my inspiration comes from the fact that I didn't have or couldn't have the things that I really wanted and that I was craving for certain things. I was a vegetarian for almost past 15 years, I would say. And during the time that I was a vegetarian, it wasn't a trendy thing. So it was really hard to find certain kind of foods. And so what I did was I would take recipes that weren't vegetarian and I would try to improvise it and turn them into something that I can eat. And that was how I got creative because of the lack of options, and that was how I learned how to cook. Recently, I've been playing around with this oven that's called a Brava. It's like a smart oven that they sent to me. And I've been playing around with new recipes because you can do a lot with this. They have this app where it has a whole bunch of recipes on there. There's actually a whole thriving creative community of chefs and Brava enthusiasts that share new recipes often on the app and other private groups. It's a place for others to get inspired, learn, and share how they use their smart oven. Other great cooks out there, they take their life's experience, they take their knowledge and also their creativity, and they craft it for us something so amazing to share with the world. And it's our job to take that and to use it in a way that we can make it into our own. So crack out of your shell and start experimenting with a new recipe. There is absolutely nothing wrong with comfort, as long as you are truly content with where you are. But are you really happy or just hiding behind that comfort? Are you using the same old recipe because the outcome is predictable and proven? Sometimes we hide beneath our comfort in hopes it will protect us from something different, new, and unfamiliar. We don't know what exactly is beyond the unknown. All we know is that we haven't given it a chance. Yet we still risk something. Maybe it's not the safety we think we have, but the risk of living life to the fullest, discovering newer potentials, and connecting with our greater self. Sometimes I often forget to have fun when I keep using the same exact measurements over and over again with the exact same recipe. I get the exact same result or outcome over and over. So every now and then, it's okay to pour in a little bit extra chocolate. It may be too much, or it may be exactly what I needed. There is no easy way to successfully make something delicious. It would take some time and a lot of patience. You will make a lot of frustrating mistakes and rare breakthrough accomplishments. But when you do, the process will bring a whole new meaning to your overall creation. I don't think that there is a definitive way on how we should all live, because life is very subjective and relative. It all depends on where we are consciously and where we are with our growth and our awareness. But when you start to observe different personalities, there's usually mainly two personalities that are in the kitchen. The ones that like to follow the book, the rules. They use the measurement by measurement, they use the exact ingredients. If they don't have the exact ingredients, they would not create the recipe. They would not cook, They would just stop until they have it perfectly there for them and ready. And then there are the ones that are kind of like out there where they're ready to just use whatever. They make a lot of mistakes. They can drive you crazy in the kitchen. And, they like to improvise. They don't like to use measurements exactly how it should be. They'll do a dash of this and a sprinkle of that. And I think I'm more of that kind of person. So it's like there's pros and cons to it. It's a curse and it's also a blessing. Altogether, I really enjoy cooking that way, because when sometimes I make mistakes, I sometimes discover something new, or sometimes altogether I would fail, but I would then know what I did wrong and what I can improve upon and what not to do in other recipes or in that recipe for the future. Altogether, when you're creating, you're awakening something within you. It's a mind, body, and soul connection to my experience. I've made these cookies about 3 times now, and each time I've made them, they're different, but in their own special, unique way. All very delicious. I think it's different because I use what I have at the moment, and so I would improvise on whatever ingredients that is available to me. Did you know a little salt can enhance the sweetness in a recipe? Sometimes we forget that goodness becomes more meaningful when we also experience its polarity. In Tao philosophy, one does not exist without the other. There is no wrong or right, good or bad, because without the other, one would not hold any meaning. So a great reminder to get back on track, because it's so easy for us to get off of track. I don't know exactly how you say that. A great way to remind ourselves is to think of life as a recipe, life's recipe, and how you want to create that recipe for yourself. This recipe is constantly going to change, going to shift, and we always need to kind of give it a new flavor or an update every season, or maybe every few years. It's all up to us. And so if you ever feel like you're off track, then just remember to go back and just think about the recipe that you want to create, how you can make this recipe more tasty again, more fun again, more exciting again. The chickpea cookies that I used in today's video are so delicious. I actually found them online and I substitute the oil with coconut oil since that was all I had, and I had to do a little improvisation. And I really like how it turned out with the coconut oil. So I highly recommend for you to give it a try and then maybe add your own spin or personal touch to it. I'll have the recipe below this video if you want to try it out. Thank you all so much for watching. I really enjoyed making today's video and I hope you enjoy it too. If you want to support, give this video a like, share it, and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Ciao!